Straight ahead on IU NewsNet, Hurricane Helene slams into Florida, but it may impact our weekend plans right here in Bloomington. We'll tell you what to expect.
And we'll take you inside a free food pantry right on campus, open to any student, no questions asked. We'll show you how La Casa is using food to create community.
And football is 4-0 for the first time in 4 years. If they win this weekend, they'll be 5-0 for the first time since 1967. IU NewsNet starts now. The Category 4 hurricane coming ashore in Florida tonight will bring strong wind and potential power outages right here to Bloomington tomorrow. Welcome to IU NewsNet. I'm Talia Goodman.
And I'm Emma Gladstone. Hurricane Helene covers 1,000 miles from end to end. As it moves north, it will lose some steam, but forecasters say it will affect southern Indiana with up to 50-mile-an-hour winds. We will feel effects of the hurricane here Friday afternoon, making the start to the weekend a bit tough to navigate. But in Florida, my home state, it is a crisis right now.
Florida State University junior Nayla Sanchez is taking the evacuation order from Tallahassee seriously.
The news came out and they said it was just going to continue getting worse. So all of my parents, everyone's parents, they were just demanding everyone to leave.
She and a friend hit the outer bands of Hurricane Helene on their drive south to Orlando.
Oh yeah, it was pouring. We could barely see a thing.
The monster hurricane was still offshore.
It's pretty far away, and that's just like a little bit of a gust of what we're gonna, expect.
But the monster storm is already moving at an historic rate. IU expert in atmospheric sciences, Paul Staten, explains how a storm 700 miles from Bloomington can affect our weather by Friday.
You get some pretty unsettled weather. You'll get a fair bit of rain, and like you said, gusty winds.
Forecasters say Bloomington could get not only hard rain, but sustained 50-mile-an-hour winds, enough to knock down power lines. That means preparing now.
Rainy, cloudy, and gusty winds from time to time.
For Bloomington, with Parents' Weekend approaching, the timing couldn't be worse.
Of course, things could change, but right now it's looking pretty sure.
Forecasters say the wind tomorrow will be strong and sustained, increasing the risk for power outages. So now is the time to be sure your electronics are charged.
By Saturday, the wind should die down. The football game is scheduled for noon. Another big story affecting campus, the IU Funding Board announced huge cuts in funding to student-run events. President Larry McDowell says the board will now only support 100 events with a $2,000 cap per organization. Last year, it was almost 10 times that much. This change is expected to affect many campus clubs, especially those that regularly host events. The president of IU Smash, a campus gaming club, says his club has been budgeting for tournaments since last year. Now, they're trying to figure out how to afford them.
To put it simply, it's just absolutely devastating right now. Going down to 10% of our originally allocated money that we're used to getting is a giant blow.
IU Smash is working hard trying to figure out how to pay for events for which they've already budgeted and planned.
Indiana University is marking Anti-Hazing Week, shedding light on the damaging and even deadly risks of hazing. As students embrace campus life, this week focuses on educating and encouraging them to report hazing, which can range from abuse to humiliation. It's often hidden due to fear and peer pressure. A new Indiana law now requires universities to publicly report proven hazing incidents. This Tuesday, the House passed the bipartisan Stop Campus Hazing Act to improve hazing reporting and mandate prevention programs nationwide. At IU, groups like the Student Involvement and Leadership Center, Panhellenic Association, and IU Student Government have organized events to raise awareness.
This week also gives us an opportunity to kind of help create a culture of care and a campus where students feel comfortable to report hazing.
With workshops on consent, intervention, and anonymous reporting now underway, IU is reinforcing its zero-tolerance stance.
Only one Indiana university made the top 20 in the latest rankings by U.S. News and World Report, and it isn't IU. Notre Dame came at number 18 nationally, but is ranked first in the state. Nationally, Purdue is ranked 46th best, and IU remained unchanged at 73. When you consider only public universities, IU's national ranking climbs to 34th best, and Purdue rises to number 18. Despite being one of the most influential rankings in higher education, the U.S. Education Secretary has, in the past, called the rankings a joke. The last time IU Bloomington had a chancellor was 20 years ago, from 2004 to January 2006. Now, IU President Pamela Whitten is looking to hire a chancellor to oversee all campus operations for the Bloomington campus, such as budget and student affairs. IU NewsNet's Emma Herway looks into the reasons why. Emma?
Thanks, guys. I'm here outside of the administration building on the IU Bloomington campus, where another person may be setting up an office soon. Back in August, President Pamela Whitten appointed co-chairs and a committee to head the search for an executive vice president and chancellor of IU Bloomington. The IU Board of Trustees approved the reestablishment of the chancellor role at its June meeting. Among other things, the new leader's role will be to foster increased faculty participation in decision-making and work on community relations.
The plan for the future, as I understand it, is we're going to have both a provost and a chancellor. It seems like a duplication of effort, or it seems as though you're essentially hiring two people to do the job that one person has traditionally done.
This search comes just months after an overwhelming majority of faculty voted no confidence in Whitten. In an IU Today release, Whitten said, quote, "The challenges of higher education paired with the size and complexity of the Bloomington campus have made it clear that a chancellor is needed, and this critical leadership role will help us in our constant pursuit of excellence." Isaacson Miller, a top executive search organization in the country, will be assisting with this chancellor search. For IU NewsNet, I'm Emma Herway. Back to you guys.
We are less than 6 weeks away from the presidential election. Many IU students are planning to vote either here in Indiana or absentee in their home state. IU NewsNet's Caroline Geib tells us how it works and where to go on campus to vote. Caroline?
Thanks, guys. I'm here outside of IU's designated on-campus polling place, the IMU. Students living in Bloomington precincts 5, 18, 19, and 23 can vote here in person on Presidential Election Day, November 5th. Voting will take place in the Student Involvement Tower. College voters can register to vote in two places: the address they live while attending school or their home address. For those who wish to register with their home address, you can use vote.org to check if you're registered to vote and view your state policies for how to request a vote-by-mail ballot. For anyone who plans to register to vote in Indiana, voter registration will end Monday, October 7th.
I think the reason that we vote ultimately is a matter of, it's a practice in self-respect. It's a practice in being able to show to the people who are in office that we matter, that our lives matter, and that our concerns matter.
The most recent polls indicate the race between Democrat Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump is too close to call. Vice presidential candidates Tim Walz and J.D. Vance will debate next Tuesday, October 1st at 9, broadcasted on CBS. For IU NewsNet, I'm Caroline Geib. Back to you guys at the desk.
When we come back, how Kelly students can now make music their business. We'll tell you about a new degree available.
Plus, an iconic Bloomington drive-in is starting a brand new tradition. We'll show you what this means for film lovers and how you can join in on the fun and frights for free this October. Welcome back. What does the Jacobs School of Music have to do with getting a degree from the Kelly School? It's about specializing in the business of music.
Our own Riley Woodall tells us more about the new degree option. Riley?
I'm standing outside the Jacobs School of Music, where a new Bachelor of Science in Music Business degree program has just been approved by the Indiana Commission for Higher Education. It's a partnership between Jacobs and the Kelley School of Business. The new degree will give students the opportunity to learn the extensive range of professions in the music industry. This includes venue promotion and management, concert management, talent representation, and more. Director of Music Business Michael Samus is excited about what this new degree will bring current and future students.
I've always found in my career that the most successful musicians are the one who understand the business. They understand where their money comes from. They understand the peaks and valleys of being a musician, both from a creative perspective and from an economic perspective. And those are always the people who are more successful.
The program will prepare graduates to work with a wide range of businesses and companies across the globe. Now, back to you.
Money may be tight right now for most of us, but the Indiana University Dance Marathon managed to break fundraising records on its annual Day of Hope last week. IUDM volunteers raised more than $680,000 in 24 hours, beating the previous record set in 2022 by nearly $7,000. Day of Hope is the key fundraising day for Dance Marathon. Now, the countdown to the big weekend is on. IUDM starts Friday, November 15th and runs through Sunday, the 17th. The Hillel Foundation at Indiana University has appointed a new executive director, and he knows IU well. Jeff Lincoln is an IU graduate with a degree in Near Eastern languages and culture and a certificate in Jewish studies. Lincoln most recently oversaw operations at the Jewish Federation of Greater Indianapolis as its Chief Community Operations Officer. Lincoln takes over for Rabbi Sue, who recently retired after 35 years at Hillel.
Free food, that's not something college students are used to hearing, but now it's something they have access to every week. There's a new place that offers free food with a goal of reducing food insecurity on campus.
Free produce, no questions asked. That's what La Casa, the Latino Cultural Center at IU, has begun offering.
Are you going to have the greens and the bok choy?
I can just take all that.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know how to cook that.
The bok choy?
Whether it's bok choy or fresh eggs, it's been a game changer for students on campus. La Casa is all about accessibility for students, but it also gives them a place to cook the food they get. And what they're cooking is as varied as the people who go there.
It's a lot of variety. I think that's what people like. It's not like just normal stuff that you see every day in the grocery store. It's like bok choy and like certain peppers and stuff like that. So I think students appreciate that.
On weekdays, students can pick up fresh produce, eggs, and bread.
Not only does the food pantry aim to decrease food insecurity on campus, but it also gives students an opportunity to find a sense of community, cook some delicious food, and simply just hang out with each other.
La Casa began as a place for people in the Latino community, but the food pantry is open to everyone.
We realize that a lot of students come in and the food that they use is a lot of packaged stuff or like ramen, and obviously we're all on budget, so I completely understand. But I thought, wouldn't it be great if with the help of this now former student named Sid, if we could actually bring whole foods, local, by local farmers and farmers of people of color, which is pretty awesome, and have a free pantry here at La Casa.
Students are already calling ahead to secure bags of produce. La Casa hopes to form a blueprint for every other cultural organization on campus. They hope to jumpstart a trend that begins but does not end with them.
The pantry is open 5 days a week, 9 to 9 on Monday through Thursdays, and 9 until 5 on Fridays. Produce deliveries come in on Tuesday afternoons.
Now that autumn is here, a historic local venue is expanding its hours to offer film fanatics a fall experience under the stars. Since 1955, the Starlight Drive-In has been lighting up nights and entertaining generations of movie lovers. Now through Halloween, there's a new tradition, Fright Nights. Every Monday and Tuesday through October, you can catch horror film classics projected on the big screen. And best of all, it's free. On Mondays, you can see horror film classics. Tuesdays bring more family-friendly movies. Starlight staff say extending their season with free film is a way to give back to their community after nearly 70 years in business.
Who doesn't love a good horror film? And free on a big screen at a drive-in theater right down the road. So, I mean, why not?
You can find showtimes for Fright Night screenings on the Starlight Drive-In's website and their Facebook page.
But spooky season is not just for scary movies and dressing up for Halloween. For some people, it's a full-time gig. Witchfest took over the downtown Kirkwood area last Saturday. More than 70 vendors set up booths selling crystals, mystic items, and tarot card readings. While Halloween is still a month away, people across Bloomington are already embracing the spirit of the season. When we come back, IU volleyball got a big in-state win against Notre Dame this past weekend. We'll tell you how they are using this momentum going into Big Ten play this week.
Plus, why did the IU women's soccer head coach get a red card after the UCLA game? We'll have video from the incident coming up next in IU NewsNet Sports.
Welcome back. We may be in for a windy, rainy weekend, but IU football is hoping to break a streak that is nearly 60 years old.
Riley Woodall joins us with IU NewsNet Sports. Riley?
Hey, thanks, guys. There's a ton of excitement around Indiana football for Hoosier fans right now. Indiana's a chance to go 5-0 for the first time since 1967. Just getting to 4-0 was 4 years in the making, and it happened in the game against Charlotte. Very hot day at Memorial Stadium last week. That didn't seem to faze the Hoosiers, though. We pick it up second quarter. 10 minutes to play. Indiana ahead 10-7. They add to that here. Justice Ellison up the gut for the 2-yard touchdown. Good blocking up front there by the big man as well. He led the Hoosiers in rushing on Saturday. We'll jump later in the second. 3 minutes to go. 3-point lead for IU. Curtis Rourke under pressure here, steps up in the pocket, evades the defender, and gets into the end zone on 3rd and 6. Quarterback's got some moves now. Hoosiers jump in front 24-14, but they aren't done just yet. 30 seconds before halftime, Rourke finds his man Keyshawn Williams for the 19-yard score. They can beat you on the ground and through the air. Pick your poison. Another dominant win for Indiana football. Final score, 52-14.
I think this team has learned a lot. I think they've developed some pretty strong intangibles. We certainly have strong character on this football team. And a lot of really good guys as well as good players. We're looking forward to what's ahead.
On to volleyball, where IU wrapped up its home series with in-state foe Notre Dame on Sunday. After falling in straight sets to the Fighting Irish in South Bend on Friday, the Hoosiers got some good old-fashioned paybacks, defeating Indy 3-1. The Irish won a very competitive set 1, but don't call it a comeback. Indiana stormed back to take sets 2 and 3 to force set 4. The Hoosiers then went on a 9-1 run to claim the 4th set and the win over Notre Dame. Serving was the story in this one. The Irish had 17 service errors after giving up only 9 total serving errors on Friday. Something to be said about home court advantage. IU with a huge win gets some momentum heading into Big Ten play.
The student section and the fans and the energy in the building is pretty cool, and that's a really good Notre Dame team, and they're going to win a ton of matches. It's a great win for IU. Super proud of the kids.
One of the top recruits in college basketball has Indiana on his short list. Braylon Mullins recently visited IU, North Carolina, and UConn. He's a 6'5" guard out of Greenfield Central High School. Mullins is a proven long-range threat, knocking down 47% of his threes in 3 SSB play during the spring and summer. He's also quick and decisive on the defensive end, averaging 1.4 steals per game. Mullins currently ranks as the number 16 recruit in the 2025 class, according to 24/7 Sports. He is set to make his decision in late October or early November. To the pitch we go. Indiana men's soccer took on its second Big Ten opponent of the season, number 21 ranked Maryland, on Friday in Bill Armstrong Stadium. The Hoosiers outshot the Terps 16-14, but failed to capitalize on any of their opportunities. The one and only goal came in the 40th minute when Maryland earned a controversial penalty kick. Sophomore midfielder Leon Cole converted into the bottom right corner. The match was then delayed due to lightning in the 70th minute and resumed on Saturday morning. Despite a dominant 20-minute stretch, Indiana couldn't find the back of the net. The Hoosiers fall to 2-3-3 on the season. And finally, Indiana women's soccer played host to 2 of the 4 new Big Ten Conference teams this past week, UCLA and USC. The Hoosiers lost a tough 1-0 match to the Bruins on Thursday, but the biggest story came after the game. Head coach Erwin Van Bennekom got a red card in the handshake line, which means he was suspended from the USC match. So that put associate head coach Tim Verscherwin in charge against the Trojans. There's a lot going on here. The rainy match on Sunday saw no score between the 2 Big Ten foes in the first half, but USC found pay dirt twice in the second half to take a 2-0 win over Indiana. The Hoosiers fall to 5-3-1 and 0-3 in Big Ten play. Man, drama, drama, and more drama this week for Indiana, just like my favorite soap opera, Love Island USA. That's not the good kind, by the way. That'll do it this week in sports. I'm Riley Woodall. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Riley. Now to the good kind of drama.
America's Got Talent has crowned its newest winner, and he's from right here in Indiana. A Terre Haute janitor, Richard Goodall, took home $1 million during the AGT finale Tuesday night. Goodall went viral after winning Heidi Klum's Golden Buzzer for his rendition of Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. He worked for the same Indiana school district for 23 years, but now he'll be headlining from a slot in Las Vegas.
That is crazy. He won on America's Got Talent, and he's from right here in Indiana.
I know, I can't believe it. And I heard that he even proposed to his longtime girlfriend before the win.
He
so,
did indeed.
Congrats.
He did indeed. And that's it for IU NewsNet for now. We have a behind-the-scenes student production team in the control room and working in the studio for this broadcast. We thank them, and we thank you for watching. I'm Emma Gladstone.
And I'm Talia Goodman. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IU NewsNet. Take care, and we will see you next week.